Good morning, afternoon, or evening to you, depending on where you're watching this from in the world. Scudder up here with round 2 of career mode. It is the Bahrain Grand Prix. Will we have a similar race to Australia? There's only one way to find out. Let's go to the race weekend.
Hey, good to see you again. The factory sent over the parts that were looking good on the rig. They're being fitted as we speak. Have a look at the report.
Upgrades galore, as you can see. Enough of this though. Let's get to practice 1.
Welcome to the deserts of Bahrain, where the Formula One circus has rolled into town. We're expecting the cars to appear out on track shortly to start today's practice session. A lot of focus is naturally on the drivers, but it's really important for the mechanics to get everything right as well, as one little mistake could cost the team and one of their drivers the race result.
These guys are so meticulous and they train and perfect everything that they do. Without question, they feel the pressure in the same way as the drivers, and they share the responsibility to ensure that the car makes it to the end of the race.
So there's our teammate, Julian Palmer, in the garage, getting himself psyched up for practice here for the Bahrain Grand Prix. We're going to start our practice program with the track acclimatization test. I do enjoy this one. This is probably my favourite, and the quali sim my favourite of the 3 tests you can do. As you can see, we didn't exactly start it. We thoroughly underestimated how much braking we would need to do into turn 1 there. But as you can see, coming onto the 3rd lap, we have a purple lap, completely purple. Up until this point, I go a little bit too conservatively through these gates, and I get a green corner here, which is all but bar another 2 later on the lap. But it's almost a purple lap straight through, all the way through. We finish that test off. We then head to the tyre management, my least favourite of the 3 I'm discovering, of the 3 tests you do during a practice session. Now watch this, now watch what happens on this lap. We'll start at the beginning of the lap, where the tyres are just suffering through turn 1 immediately. I'm already on my back foot. We go through this section here. Now look at this, the tyres are in the red. There is no way that I'm going to be able to keep up this sort of pace. I have to slow it down for this test. Look at this, the red is just, it's straight, the bar is, there's nothing we can do about it either. We're entering these corners where the punishment on the tyres is so severe. Even more red, braking down. I feel like I'm doing about 4 miles an hour everywhere because I'm just trying not to kill the tyres. This is the corner which killed them. Watch this. All the way down into the red. And in this corner here, didn't exactly help my cause a little bit. Still in the red. Oh, it was brutal, absolutely brutal on the tyres into the last corner here. And we're practically at the bottom of the red bar. And I thought to myself, as we ended this first lap, I thought this is going to be the longest 7 laps of my entire life, as we fail that lap miserably. But we'll cut to the end of the 7th lap of this test, and look at the turnaround we had. We just decided to drive a lot smoother, hitting our apexes, being a lot more careful with the tyres, and we have almost had a perfect session from that point. We finished the tyre management section of this practice session. We move into Q2 now, as I actually went to do the qualifying sim in practice 1, but I mistimed it all. And we start our flying lap, our qualifying simulation into turn 1 here. I missed the apex by about 3,000 meters into this section here. Now, before we get to our qualifying session itself, it's nice to get an idea as to what pace we have. We're going to cross the line here, and bear in mind there was only 2 cars on track lapping. We set the fastest lap. Let's go to quali.
Cars are ready, the drivers are ready. We hope you're ready, as qualifying is about to begin here in Bahrain. I was looking at some highlights of previous races here, and the one thing that really stood out to me was the run down to turn 1. It's not an easy one to navigate, as everyone is scrapping to get into there first.
Turn 1's always a consideration for this race. It's certainly a difficult one to get right when surrounded by other cars, but the race isn't won or lost there. You've got to be smart, get through, and hope your rivals get into trouble and not you.
Is it just me, or is Nico Hulkenberg's driver character look absolutely terrifying? Here we go then, into qualifying. I'm going to try and do exactly what I did in Australia and just go for 1 run and hope for the best and see where we turn up. DRS activated now to start the flying lap. Here we go then, across the start-finish line. Checkered flag is out. We literally make it by a fraction Oh, my heart was pounding as we crossed the start-finish line to go for it here. We literally left it right to the last. We're going to cut a little bit further into the lap here. Let's see how we're doing through this fast corner here into the penultimate corner of the lap. And we've got a purple middle sector. And I'm thinking this lap hasn't been my absolute finest lap I've ever done in my life around Bahrain. But we've gone purple in the middle sector. So we must be on course. Look at this. Ricciardo has taken pole position. We enter the final corner. Qualifying is complete. Here we go then. Vettel pops up fastest. Let's see where we can finish. Across the start-finish line. We're on pole! Can you believe it? We're actually on pole position for the Bahrain Grand Prix. I just genuinely could not believe my luck. Unbelievable. Just absolutely crazy. Pole position. Who would have thought it? I can't wait for this race now. Let's go to it.
Hi, guess who? I've seen the team's expectations for the race, so I thought I'd pass them on and wish you luck. Take care.
There's something in the Bahrain air tonight, and I'm not just talking about the sand. Our brightest minds have thrust their brightest ideas into the spotlight of the Sakhir circuit this evening as we look ahead once more to a Grand Prix that has thrilled us so consistently in the past. Formula One returns to the desert today on this exceptional 3.36-mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities, and 2 DRS zones will help with that as well. It could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakhir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix. Bahrain has showed us many times in the past, though, Anthony Davidson, that a good strategy will only take you so far. Beyond that, you need good racecraft and you need good consistency.
And a little bit of luck too, I'd say. This is one of those circuits where the safety car always seems to come out just at the right time to condense the field together and mix up the cars on different strategies. It's hard on brakes, it's tough on fuel, and the main overtaking opportunity is down into turn 1, where it's easy to outbrake your opponent and potentially have a bit of argy-bargy as well.
You've done well to put it on pole, but we've still got work to do. Trying to cover the inside line off the start.
Okay then, so here we go. We are on the grid, ready for the formation lap for the start of this Bahrain Grand Prix. And look at Vettel, he just shoots off his grid slot and drops us back. And surely Vettel's got to give the place back immediately, but he's in no hurry. As you can see, the Ferrari driver is literally just driving away here. We're going to slip by him in a few moments' time to get back in front of the train. Come on, Seb, you're ruining my moment here. Get out of the way. I'm trying to warm my tyres up as well. We almost run him up the back as we try to get past him. And we go a little bit further into this formation lap. And watch what happens here. Seb, once again, kamikazes past us. Look, there he goes. Seb back up in front of us. We're trying to warm up the tyres, get brakes, get ourselves prepared. We don't have to be racing the Ferrari before we even get to the grid here. Speaking of the grid, lining up on our grid slot. Now this felt like an absolute eternity. No wonder the tyres go off so much in real life and the tyres go so cold and the brakes just sat here for hours, it feels like. I'm looking at the map and this car's still coming through the final corner. This is just an eternity. But we're going to sit here, we're going to wait because the tension is rising for the start of this Bahrain Grand Prix. The last few cars are coming into their grid slots here. What can we do from pole position? We have somehow managed to stuff this Renault on the front row on pole position. Can we go the distance here? We're about to go racing. Here we go then. 5 red lights are coming on and the Bahrain Grand Prix is under starters orders, and we get a pretty damn good start. Look at that Red Bull, he's absolutely shot off the line. Vettel's struggling a little bit as he's got his former teammate Ricciardo to deal with. Into turn 1, we hold our nerve and we are into the lead. Well, we never lost it, but we're holding station on this opening lap through turns 1, 2 and 3. Ricciardo is up into second place. Wow, we could not have asked for a better start. We'll skip to lap 5 because literally nothing happened for the first 5 laps of this race. We're coming into the the last corner of this lap on lap 5 onto the pit straight, and here comes Ricciardo. He'll have DRS. His DRS has been activated a couple of laps prior. Look at this. Watch the little thing on the screen. Ricciardo goes to the right. He's actually through, but we brake a little bit later. We squeeze him as much as we dare, and we basically slam the door shut into the first corner, and we maintain the lead. We cut to lap 6. Now we're pitting in this lap. Ricciardo is having a look up the inside here. We're going to brake a little bit later using some curb there to give us more track position. We have to almost back out of it as Daniel did not back off himself, and we are now coming in for our first pit stop of the Bahrain Grand Prix. But I don't brake enough in time, and we've got a drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Rosberg sets the fastest lap. That has completely turned this race on its head at the end of lap 6. We're getting held up in the pits, and we're held up by a Red Bull and Lewis Hamilton, so we've lost 2 places, as well as just been getting a drive-through penalty for not getting the car stopped in time. Absolute disaster. There goes Alonso, so we're down to 14th in the pit stops, which is fair enough, but we also have a drive-through to contend with, and we are now chasing down this train of cars. Alonso's ahead of Hamilton. We're coming in towards a turn 4 on this course, and we're up the inside of both Hamilton and Alonso, and we are up to 12th. Alonso has another look at it, but nope, their sides against it. Wise move there from the Spaniard. We are back up to P12. We are literally in absolute attack mode in trying to regain some places before the drive-through. We're now coming up behind our teammate Julian Palmer, who's running in 7th place, having he's not yet pitted. We're going to go up the inside. He's at a purple first sector, and we're up to P5 as other cars have pitted since a few moments ago. We're coming behind Marcus Ericsson, slow, second gear through the hairpin, accelerating out towards the really awkward corner, but we don't even need the DRS zone. We get past Marcus Ericsson before we even get there. Into the corner, essentially a corner cut to get past him, but to give a bit more space, and we are up to P4. Now we're coming into the pits. Gutierrez in front of us is coming in for his pit stop. Please don't speed. Yep, we are safe as we do not speed this time, but we have a drive-through penalty which has completely thrown this race on its head. There was a chance we could have won this race, I feel, but the pace we had in the opening stint, managing to hold on to the lead on the super softs, I felt we definitely could have had a shout at winning this Grand Prix. It starts to rain in the room that I'm recording this commentary in. Fantastic, exactly what I wanted. But back to the actual action. We're down to 19th as we managed to squeeze ahead of Jenson Button. We moved to lap 9. We're now in attack mode again to just try and make up as many places as we can. We're going to get DRS into this next DRS zone. We're behind Nico Hulkenberg. DRS is activated. Here we go then. We're going to go alongside Nico Hulkenberg into this corner here. We have got the move done before we even got there. Don't outbrake yourself. That's fine. We're up to P18. The back end squirming around a little bit. We're passing cars all the time. Kvyat's just come in for his pit stop. Now we join the back of this massive train, which is being led by Rio Haryanto for the second race in a row. Haryanto is outperforming that manner. Now we're coming up alongside Roman Grosjean, Felipe Massa. Oh, it's Pascal Wehrlein. My apologies. Oh, I knew Haryanto was in front. We get past 3 cars in one move. So Wehrlein's doing a great job. Haryanto's doing an even better job. We're going to have a look at Rio Haryanto into this section here. And Haryanto decides, nah, I'm alright. I'll just let you by. That's fine. No problems. Just locks up everywhere. And we we force him off the road essentially, and we're up into P7 now as we're on lap 14. Everyone around us is just falling by the wayside or making their stops, and nothing really was happening aside from that. We're behind Carlos Sainz now for 6th place. Now Sainz is pretty quick, as we found out at points during the Australian Grand Prix. So we're chasing down Carlos Sainz. We got the inside? No, not quite on this occasion. We're coming into this fantastic section here to get, if you hook it up, this section's awesome. We head here. Beautiful line through there. Throw the car into the section, sliding around. Now we're going up the inside of Sainz into the hairpin, down a second gear. and we are past Carlos Sainz. I thought we're going to make some contact, but we didn't. Sainz still hangs in there. Sainz is still hanging on to 6th place. We move up the inside. Nope, Sainz shuts the door, but look at this. We'll get DRS into this DRS zone. It's activated now. We're going to pull up alongside Carlos Sainz. It is a matter of time before we're past him. Sainz has got a fair lick of speed in that Toro Rosso, but we get past him into the corner here, and the move is done. We're up into 6th place. Look at the back end squirming around like crazy. I think these tyres are nearing the end of their life. We come to the end of lap 15, and we are pitting in for a set of super softs. We're going to try our hand here and hope for a safety car in the latter stages of this Grand Prix. There's nothing else really we can do as we're so far behind the back of the field. They're going to pit as well and go on to a much slower tyre. We jump on the super softs and hope for against hope of some shenanigans, possibly a safety car a little bit further into this race to get us off these super softs and in line with the rest of the field. Everyone speeds past us. We're down to 15th, but remember, everyone else has still got to make their stops. We get out in front of the Sauber of Marcus Ericsson, who is absolutely nowhere in this Grand Prix, and we are now chasing down Esteban Gutierrez. We cut to a little bit further on the 16th lap. We break into this corner here. Button is holding up Gutierrez quite nicely there, and we go up alongside. And we are past Gutierrez, who has to back out of it. Now we're chasing down Jenson Button as the rain in this conservatory starts to intensify. Thank you very much, nature. I love you so much right now. I'm going to have to move rooms. This is not good. Let's see how bad it gets. This is really annoying. But we're back to the action here. Jenson Button is a sitting duck into the last corner, and we are past Jenson Button up into P13. Cars were still pitting around us, so we're up to P12 now on lap 18, chasing down Sergio Perez's Force India. Look at the sliding that Force India has. We've got pretty good grip by comparison. We go purple in the middle sector. Now Sergio Perez, look at this. He has no hope against us. He's on the softs. We go up alongside him into the last corner, and we get the move done. We might even get DRS, I don't know. But we got Nico Hulkenberg, his teammate, in front of us. No, we won't get DRS on this occasion, but Hulkenberg pulls off. So things are looking pretty nice for us right now. Pretty nice for us right now. We're coming up behind Max Verstappen's Red Bull into turn 1. We're getting very close, and there's actually his teammate Ricciardo has just come out of the pits on a brand new set of tyres to take him to the end of the race. Now we're going to get a really nice exit here out of turns 1, 2 and 3, heading towards turn 4. We're going up alongside Max Verstappen into this corner. Brake nice and smooth into the apex, and we're up to P7, chasing down Daniel Ricciardo now. We're coming up behind him at DRS. Let's see if we can get this move done on Danny Rick into turn 1. We're getting a fantastic tow. We've even got a Ferrari coming out of the pits. That's Vettel. Oh my goodness me! Almost hit Vettel into turn 1, but because Vettel's on cold tyres and he's on not the right line really, we get a great exit and we're past Vettel. We're up to P4, but now we're coming under some intense pressure from Sebastian Vettel at the end of lap 20, and Vettel is going to go for a move here with DRS and fresher tyres. Here we go. We try and squeeze the Ferrari a little bit into the pit wall, but the Ferrari has made his move. Chris Sala, my friend, gives me a friend invite. Not now, mate. I'm a bit busy. Into turn 1. Raikkonen's made his stop. Into turn 1, and we are back in front of Vettel, and I believe that Ricciardo and Vettel have actually made some contact into turn 1. Just getting a little bit too close. We cut to the end of lap 21, and the tyres are gone. They are completely finished. I have no grip left. Into the pits. We're going to come in for another set of super softs. Hit that speed limit this time. The speed limit that cost us this race, I think. Maybe even cost us the win. We're coming into our pit box now, sticking on another set of super softs to take us to the end of this race. It just feels like this race is unravelled with every little moment really over the course. We've come back, we've had some fantastic pace, but just that drive-through has really cost us. Coming back out onto the track, down in 11th place. We might even lose another place. Will we get out in front of Felipe Massa? Yes, we will. And I get another trophy. Thanks very much. I think I like how irony that is probably a pit lane speed limiter trophy that I've obtained despite the drive-through. Alonso pits in on lap 22. Now this is the thing. Some of the cars were actually pitting for new tyres to take them to the end of the race. So Alonso gifted us P9 there, I think. We're now chasing down Bottas for P8 in the Williams. Bottas is struggling. He's on those mediums. They must be absolutely horrible right now. We're on a fresh set of super softs to take us to the finish of this race. We got a great tow here towards the final corner on this track. Well, we're not going to look into the final corner, but we get very close to Bottas through the last corner. Onto the pit straight here. DRS will be ours over the line. Here we go then. Get a great run on Valtteri Bottas. We move to the inside, and the move is done way before the corner. Breaking down into second gear for the hairpin, and we're up to P7 with Carlos Sainz again. We are just best friends of Carlos Sainz, seemingly, as we come into this DRS zone on lap 24. It's activated, as you can see, DRS. We're going to get a nice run here on Carlos Sainz. It's not as easy as it was before. Will we have a look up the inside? Yes, we will. Up to P6. And that is pretty much the end of our race in terms of what happened. We'll cut to lap 29. Lewis Hamilton wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. A second race win in a row for Lewis Hamilton. But considering the circumstances, I am pretty disappointed that we can only manage a 6th place. We had some genuine pace in this car on these tyres that we were using, but the drive-through penalty really cost us any chance of a win. We pretty much lost by about the length of a drive-through. The fireworks go off at Bahrain as we cross the line to finish in P6. A little bit disappointed with that, I can't lie. P6, but that's how it finishes. That was the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Brilliant stuff from Mercedes today. That's another historic win. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
The difference was clearly in the strategy. You could tell they'd done a lot of work on the pit wall to really optimise each stint and get the most out of the tyres. And it highlights just how much of a team sport this really is. But credit to the driver as well, though. There's no good having a well-oiled machine behind the scenes without a talented hand on the wheel, of course.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes, then, are on top today.
So that was the Bahrain Grand Prix. As you can see, we're finishing 6th. We have the fastest lap again, which I guess is the thing to take from this race weekend. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Next up is China, which is my least favourite track in the game. Dreading it. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.